Have you ever thought about what are the consequences of not diagnosing and treating ADHD for your children when they are adults? I'm here to tell you the 5 main consequences that you can expect for a child that hasn't been diagnosed or treated with ADHD when they reach adult age. My name is Laura. I'm an ADHD parent coach. I have ADHD myself, and I have a son who has ADHD as well. And I'm here to tell you that there are pretty bad consequences, and I'm going to tell you everything about it. But before, I've put together a really incredible course on how to stop explosions at home with an ADHD kid. Why? Because I had the explosions for a long time and they were awful. And I think you, as a parent, if you have an ADHD kid, you may be getting the explosions as well. And this is the number one concern and thing that you need to solve right now. Because the explosions mean that your kid is not doing well. It's a symptom of something that is going in their brain, and you need to fix it right now. This is why I created this free course for you, for the mom, because you need to fix it at home. There are 6 videos, one every day. You need to watch them, you need to take notes, and you need to start implementing things. And straight away, you'll see how your home changes and become the calm and beautiful home from these pictures of cereal boxes, and you will see it. So find the link in the description, and let's talk about the 5 consequences of not treating ADHD as a child and when they become adults. So consequences. And this is a great video because it's a personal story, as well as personal story with family members that are also going through the same. So I know very well what are the consequences. I have all ages. My brother, 42, I'm 45. My mom is 70. I have a child who's 8. So I can tell you what is happening, okay? And I put together a video before on the consequences for kids in their kids' age, what happens if you don't treat ADHD in a kid at that time. And this video is about what happens in the future. Go 40 years, 30, 45 years from now. What happens in an adult? And the first consequence is depression. Depression because if you haven't diagnosed ADHD and if you're not treating it, the child that has ADHD is going to fail continuously, one time after another time, one time after another time. And as ADHDers, what do? Is we start projects and we go full speed. Yes. This is going to work. I'm going to be the best. And for a month, you do the MBA of this topic and you're the best. But what happens after a month? You lose interest because your dopamine has gone down. And now you're still a failure. I can never stick to projects, blah, blah, blah. I'm always failing. I'm never making money. I cannot ever save. You're failing continuously. You have good intentions, but you're failing continuously. And if you add that to all the times in school where they have told you you're dumb, you're stupid, you will never succeed, you start realizing, oh my God, they are right. I will never succeed. Who did I think I was? And the problem is there's a disconnect because your brain knows that you're a Ferrari. You're a really powerful machine. Like when I was thinking in the past, when I was thinking about starting a project, I was like, I'm really good. I have this super high potential. I can achieve things really, really fast. But at the same time, your ADHD brain hijacks that activity and suddenly you're like, oh, I'm the worst. How did I think I could do that? Of course I cannot do that. Of course I always leave projects behind. And that leads to depression. What am I doing here in this world? I'm always failing, blah, blah, blah. People get upset with me. My wife leaves me and so on. So number 1 is depression. How do you fix that? Get your child diagnosed and treat it, whatever that means for you, okay? Number 2, anxiety. Anxiety, oh my God, because, so much anxiety because nothing is working out. You wake up in the morning and you think you're going to do a million things and suddenly you cannot do them. So then you try to do one, you cannot do one, and then you're like, you don't do any of them. And suddenly you're anxious because you haven't done anything and you had millions of things to do. And your brain doesn't stop talking because we have hundreds of voices in our brain. Doesn't stop talking ever. And now you're anxious because you want to get here, but you cannot get here and you stay in bed and you cannot do anything. And now you're anxious because the day went by, you didn't do anything and you lost another day. I'll never be successful. Anxiety kicks in. Another one, you're not very good with money because of your ADHD. You spend more than you make, you do games online, you spend the money online, and now it's anxiety because you cannot pay your bills, because now your wife is going to leave you, she's going to take the girl, anxiety because I cannot let this happen, or anxiety because you cannot be left alone because you're so depressed, you don't want anyone to leave you because you cannot be alone with this monster that we sometimes believe we have a monster inside that is hijacking our efforts, and we don't want to be alone with that person, just ourselves. So it's all this anxiety built up. Like my brother, he was saying that sometimes if he's with company, the demon inside him is controlled because you cannot do much because people are looking. But if you're alone, he was telling me he could have spent 5 days without drinking or eating anything, and that was really, really scary. So that's anxiety, that's depression, that's everything mixed up because you have an amazing brain, but a part of the brain doesn't want you to do anything. It's hijacking everything that you have. And part of the other brain is like highly capable, so they're fighting all the time. And what treatment and medication and techniques that you can use do, they quiet the part of the brain that is hijacking you. So anxiety comes. The third consequence of not treating ADHD in adults is addictions. And addictions could be anything, could be gaming, addictions to food, bulimia, like I had for 40 years, 35 years with bulimia. All these addictions that develop because nothing is working in your life. Nothing is working in your life. You just want something that is nice and that is delightful and that gives you pleasure. And you're looking for those dopamine hits. And for me, the dopamine hits were eating the whole kitchen. Let me eat everything in the kitchen. That was a dopamine hit. But then I had to vomit because I felt bad and I was going to put on weight and my mom was not going to love me, blah, 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 blah. And then for other people, it's the gaming. Oh, I could, I have all these financial problems. If I could just win the lottery, or if I could just play this online game and get $5,000, $5,000, everyone earns $5,000. I see it left and right. If I could just do that, everything will be okay. So you look in the dopamine hit and then it lows. Again, up. You keep on listening. You keep on looking for the dopamine hit. And what medication does, it kind of like calms the dopamine hit. You're not looking for that anymore. So why wouldn't you do that for someone that is in trouble? Okay, the next thing that comes is thoughts of suicidal or killing yourself. And I'm going to be very honest here. When you look at suicidal rates and people that want to suicide or kill themselves, many of them had untreated ADHD, depression, anxiety, because you don't see a way out. And not only that, if you were alone in the world, it would just be your problem. But many times we have couples, we are married, we have financial commitments, we have to support our kids, we have all these things, and we cannot see a way out. We don't know what to do. We think we will be less of a burden if we didn't exist. And when I was little, when I was 10, 15 years old, I had these thoughts all the time because my mom was facing so many challenges, financial challenges. And I came home and I had failed every single subject. And I came home and I was drunk or I was continuously a failure. And I remember thinking, if I could remove myself from the equation, everyone would be happier. And that is crazy to say. And I remember sometimes I would be cutting myself. That is crazy to say. I was 15 then. If only someone could have diagnosed me and put me under treatment and tell me, listen, Laura, it's not you. You have this condition. Neurodiversity. Many people have this condition. You also have it. And this makes you fail. And this makes you fail at these different things and get addicted and look for dopamine hits. And it is not you only. It's this condition. If someone would have put that in front of me, I would have stopped hating myself and just finding solutions for that. Because you know what? Once we know we have ADHD, oh my God, suddenly we do the MBA on ADHD and suddenly we become machines. We create schedules, we do checklists. We understand that if we don't have a plan for that day we're going to get depressed. We understand that we have to fill in every single moment of our time with things that we need to do. We need to understand our superpowers. So once you know the diagnosis as a child or as an adult, I mean, you start learning about it and you start learning the coping mechanisms and you start seeing it as superpowers. Of course, as an ADHD, you're going to have some days that are full, high capacity, incredible. I can do the work of 5 people in one day, incredible. But you're also going to have the dips. And that's what you need to understand. And if only I would have known then when I was a child that I was really smart, but actually that I needed to learn differently. I needed to highlight. I needed to write things down. I needed to study things that I was interested in. Because if I was not interested in those things, I was not going to learn them. If only then I would have known that. If only my mom would have known what she had at home. Everything would have been different. I wouldn't be here, maybe. Okay, so the fourth one is societal. And the fifth consequence of not treating ADHD when you're an adult is like there's many people that end up in prison because they don't know how to manage their emotions. They haven't learned how to deal with explosions. They don't have the medication in place. Their parents haven't helped them with emotional regulation. As a parent, you need to know that your main job in the family with your ADHD kid is to be a regulated being. Someone that even if they're exploding, you're calm and composed and you have a solution for them. If you don't grow up with that, if you grow up, and that is the biggest challenge of ADHD people, that our parents usually have ADHD, and then you're exploding, and your mom is exploding with you, and you're fighting, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you never learn the coping mechanism, how to calm down, why this happened, how to find for solutions. If you don't learn that, you may end up in prison because you're violent, because you don't know how to express your emotions in a healthy way that is not fighting. So all of this, I'm telling you all of this because you need to get your child diagnosed. If you suspect he may have ADHD, you just have to do it. And you also need to get the support of other people that have kids with ADHD, because the 95% of the population, they don't get it. They have pretty typical awesome kids playing soccer in the fields without hurting no one. But that's why you need to get support. And this is why I created an amazing community called the Good ADHD Moms Community, which is made of thousands of women like me and like you that are looking for support. And that each week they support each other, they help each other, they encourage each other. We are a sisterhood of moms that get it. And where you can post every day in the Facebook group, and you will see that after you post, you'll have 10, 20, 100 comments of moms that say, I get you. You're not alone. We can talk about that. Let's jump on a call. How are you doing? This is how I solve it for my kid. And you're not going to get this anywhere else in the internet. Because once you pay for a membership and a coaching program and a Facebook group, you stick to that Facebook group. You invest in that Facebook group. That is the number one place you go to when you need help. So because of that, I've created this incredible community. We meet in Facebook. We see each other in Facebook every day. And at the same time, every week on Fridays, we have our Zoom call where we answer questions and we talk about our kids and what's going on. And it's a wonderful community. You get coaching, you get ideas about what to do this week, you get support. It's the best community for you. And I only wish my mom had it when I was little. And this is also why I made it so cheap, dirt cheap. Like if you look down, you will see a link to the community with a 75% lifetime discount. Just click on the link and see everything that is included. And you're going to gasp. You're going to like, oh my God, there's so much included. And then enter your name, your email, your payment information, and you're in. And you will get an email from me welcoming you to this incredible community, telling you where's the Facebook group, what are the resources, what is the link for the call every week. And you will see life is going to change. Life is going to change for you. I am so happy for you that you're here. Go, click below, get into the membership, and I'll see you there. And I cannot wait to help you. You're a blessing being, and you deserve to live a great life and have a wonderful family that loves you and have an amazing child that adores you. So get in there and talk to you soon.